Hello, and welcome to another Velvet Revolution. It is episode 39, the letter M today, when we get to that point, with me, Ben Rice, and my co-pilot, Dave Noble. How you doing today, Dave?
Hello. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm tired.
Okay.
Feel like that's all I need to say right now. I'm tired. We had a little chat before we press record, didn't we? Like we
We
always
have
do
had,
we do a
yeah.
little pre-check-in before we do a record then check-in. I didn't actually say to you I'd been out last night.
Oh, okay.
I got invited to through a mutual friend, someone I know who I do breath work with, the
Hmm.
all the breathing stuff. They kindly invited me through someone whose birthday it was, and they'd said to this person, "Oh, ask Dave if he wants to come." I was like really flattered. I was like, "Oh," because I've not known him that long.
Hmm.
Um, DJ Dave.
DJ Dave.
Don't know if you'll ever listen to this. So, hello, DJ Dave, and happy birthday.
Mm.
Yeah, he celebrated a milestone. So he's joined the elite, which I joined last year. And but hey, we're forever timeless. It's only a number.
Hmm.
But I got invited, and I got the memo. Was like, yeah, 6:30 down at this place, the Mexican Inn. It's like a pub,
Hmm.
and oh, and make sure you call through and get some food and order some food because they're doing a chili. Don't know if it's a Mexican themed pub, but it was a chili. Don't know if that's just coincidence. And so I don't know why, but in my mind, I thought it was just like going to be a really sort of like chilled, sit down, go to the pub, and it's like maybe a gastro pub. I've never been in this pub, and it was
Hmm.
just going to be, some friends, maybe family, sitting down and having a chili, having a nice meal and all of that. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's how where my head went with it.
Yeah.
And I got there on time. I got there, on the dot, 6:30. Because I thought, oh, I don't want to be late. I want to just make sure I get a seat. And at that point, I thought, right, I'm only going to know two people.
Yeah.
So, and then the person who invited me about 2 hours before said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's a gold themed party." And then that's when it sort of started to plant a seed of like, oh my God, what? Hang on, it's a party and you got to wear gold.
Okay.
So then I was starting to think, oh no, like this isn't going to be what I think it's going to be. So
Mm-mm.
I started to get a little bit into a flap about it, and oh no, I've got nothing gold. So I had to go through everything that I owned to try and find one gold piece of like an item or a bit of clothing. Luckily, I had acquired a gold, it's kind of ombre. Is that the right name for it? Ombre?
I've got no
Ombre,
idea.
ombre, ombre, ombre. It's like a really beautiful golden 70s sort of yellow gold. My mum used to have gold curtains in that color
Okay.
in the 70s. Corduroy shirt. So I put that on.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, managed to style it out a bit. And then I walk at 6:30. Bought him a little card, wrote him a
Uh-huh.
little message. I've only known him a short while. It's my new friend.
Yeah.
And I walked in there and it was rammed
Right.
already at
Okay.
6:30, but no one was sitting eating. No one was, it was just a load of people standing in a boozer having a freaking good time. And it felt like they'd been in there for a while. And I got hit with a massive pang of like, fuck, I don't know anyone. It's like, I've walked into a situation I feel really overwhelmed with all of a sudden. And I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty confident in that sort of situation. But when you walk in there, and you'll know this being a non-drinker, when you walk in there absolutely sober, it's an art form to be able to do that, man.
Hmm.
So anyway, it was all right, and I saw Dave, and he was wearing this outfit. I mean, the theme seemed to be that everyone had acquired their gold item from a charity store
Right.
that day.
Hmm.
So there was some really cool outfits, man. There was one dude who I met. I met a lot of people actually, and it was really nice to sort of go, oh, they sort of brought me into their womb,
Then
the the breast of the party. Is that the right
nice.
term? I don't know if that's the right term, but there was one guy that looked like he was off a boat of like just come off the boat from Tangiers. You know what I mean? He looked like he'd just been shopping in Marrakesh at the markets. He was wearing all this sort of like yeah, it was some really cool outfits, and I felt quite vanilla in comparison.
Hmm.
But I lasted about 2 hours, and we sat down, and there was different tables, and we all sat down and ate, and sort of had a bit of a chow down and a chat, and but yeah, I got to the point where when you're at that sort of do, and it starts getting a little bit lively, and it starts to take a different direction, and I felt like this when the music came on because they had different DJs, and everyone just went for it. Everyone just went from one level, from one gear to it was like from second gear to fifth gear in a split second. And I thought,
Hmm.
do you know what? I just want to go home and get my blanket. So I'm feeling a little bit tired because I feel a bit run down, but I also feel like when you get that like emotional hangover.
Hmm.
Oh no, I don't know if it's emotional. Just where you feel a little bit. It was lovely. Everyone was lovely. It was really it wasn't it didn't feel like it was a bad thing that I was there. But it just felt a little bit honestly, I felt like I was on the London Underground in a in a tube which was packed at rush hour. When you just sort of like you're trying to squeeze your body together to try and then you've got to turn to the side to squeeze past people. And there's no space in it. It was like that. It was really rammed. And I just felt, because it's like just after New Year and I'm feeling a little bit, I feel like it was a bit too soon to go into that sort of situation. I felt like my body and my sort of whole being wasn't ready to be crammed into a tin like that.
Dressed in gold.
Yeah. So I feel a little bit, yeah, a little bit hungover, energetically maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it really for me. That's all I've got to say about how I feel right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling quite positive. It's been a restful week. I had a very quiet week, I would say. My new year was very sedate. I just went and hung out with my sister and didn't really do much and watched some films and just chilled really. Didn't really get involved in any big celebration. And yeah, I feel quite rested actually, which is good because tomorrow is back to school day. So I've got to gear myself up for that. Always comes around much quicker than you expect it to.
Have you been sick yet? In your
No.
in your in your
What?
mouth?
No.
Like
I'm gonna wait till the
just
morning and then try and be a little bit sick and see if someone will write me a
oh
note to see if I can get the day off again. Um, but yeah, so it's been a really nice week actually. I'm on these I'm on these drugs. So I finally got to the doctors about my shoulder, and they've put
hmm.
me on these drugs called amitriptyline. And I don't know
That's
if
like
you
yeah, they're hardcore.
they are hardcore. And I only take one, and apparently she said this is the baby dose, so I'm on like 10 milligrams. And I take one about an hour, 2 hours before I go to bed, and I just sleep, and it's like unbelievable. And then the next day, I'm sort of in a bit of a fog, and
Yeah.
I can't. It's really hard to stay awake. So I've been taking one of those each day, which I think has probably added to my mellowness. Um, and I'm probably going to have to stop taking them. I think if I'm going back to school because I'm not sure it's a good state to be at school in
You
and
could,
at work.
I'm sure you got plenty of takers if you wanted to offer them in school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure I could lose my job quite easily with those.
Be like,
Um,
be some sort of like Breaking Bad head teacher, fucking turns
yeah.
cartel boss in his school, starts peddling his meds.
And I'm going to put it out here because if I don't put this out here, what what happens is I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I think you do when you do sort of thing.
Yeah,
But I have I have read a book on diabetes, and this guy he works at a university up in Newcastle, so it's called the Newcastle Diet, and he is adamant that you can reverse type 2 diabetes. The majority of people can do it,
yeah,
and especially when it's early doors, when you've had when you've just had your diagnosis or you're still sort of in the first, he said first 6 years. And the first thing you've got to do is, he said, you go on this crash diet where you lose a lot of weight, because basically what is happening is your pancreas and your liver have got too much fat around them. So what the common misconception is that basically if you're obese, you get diabetes, but it's more to do with how much fat your body can deal with. So it doesn't matter what size or shape you are, it's more to do with your body's ability to cope with fat.
yeah.
So the only way you can get rid of fat is to have like a really big diet. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, is I am restricting the amount of calories I'm having per day. And I've got to keep this up for the next six to 8 weeks to sort of shift a load of fat from my body. And so I'm putting it out there now on this so that I have said it and I'm going to stick to
Accountability,
it.
accountability.
Accountability.
Right.
And I did day one yesterday. So, yep, we'll see where we get to.
So well done. Right. So peanuts are gone.
Peanuts are gone. I got flatmate Dave to basically
Flatmate Dave.
put all the snacks in a box, all the chocolates, all the crisps, all the peanuts left over from Christmas, and I've got him to put them in a box and stick them in his room.
So
So
now he's gonna be diabetic.
yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
like there's got to be some parity in the flat.
That's
So
flatmate love right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
And then Lottie came round yesterday, and I gave her the remainder of my Christmas chocolate that
Okay.
I had bought as presents, not that I was eating, that
Okay.
I'd got as presents. So there's no temptation in the house.
All right. So you're gonna get well and everyone else is gonna die.
Yep, that's
Okay.
that's how I share the love.
Oh my God. Oh well, look, this is great. It's yeah, so I'm with you on that about the New Year's thing. I was a serial New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, what's it called? New Year's resolution breaker. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I realize that, in the words of Yoda, do not try, do,
Yes.
you know?
I saw someone said me something yesterday which said, here's to everyone that's already making it was already broken their New Year's resolution and says they're going to start on Monday. So it's always manana, isn't it? So
Yeah, totally, man. Was for me anyway. So yeah, it's really great actually. Coming into New Year, I never have to think of, I get a little bit pensive because it's, you got a lot of time to be doing that, I feel in this time of year. But I just all I strive to do is just to continue to do what I'm doing, what I have been
mhm.
doing for quite a while, because it's a really good formula that works for me.
Just be more Dave.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Mm.
and it yields good results, no drama in my life, relatively, I'm a happy traveler on my road to enlightenment.
Mhm.
I want to just ask you quickly,
Go on.
how does a head teacher throw a sickie at
He
the school that he works at?
he doesn't, or she doesn't. They don't.
How would you do it though?
Well, like anyone else, you ring in and say, "Oh, you, I mean, it's probably crossing the line here, but some of the messages we get from staff on a morning, it's like, they deserve an Oscar because it's like, oh, I can't actually breathe today. And I feel so sick and I'm not coming in. And it's just like, okay, we get you're ill. You just probably just say, I'm not feeling very well. I'm not going to make it in today. But
The one I used to use, which is bulletproof, and it would be a work one, is not put on a sick voice because you don't need to do that. It's just I was too cunning to do that one. It was
mm-hmm.
just a real good one. It's bulletproof. It's just ring up, no sick voice. Just go. I can't really leave my house right now because I've got really bad diarrhea.
Yeah,
You can't mess with that. It's bulletproof.
it is pretty bulletproof. Yeah, no one's going to ask for a
And,
sample or to check in any way, are they?
and you don't need to put on some mad voice unless you could maybe fake a little bit of a strained sort of, oh, hang on, sort of thing. But other than that, it's kind of like the shock factor. They're just like, oh, okay, okay, thank you for letting me know. It's that you're
Yeah.
putting an image in their head they don't want in there,
Mm-hmm.
and they leave it, and
Yep.
that's it. It's done. Mic drop. Thank you. I'm having a couple of days off. Um,
The thing is, if you do it on a Monday, though,
so,
you do it on a Friday or a Monday, and everyone knows.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh, that's coincidence, isn't it?
yeah.
So yeah, it's a bad one.
I mean, from what I recall, it'd be, yeah, God, it'd be sort of like if you're gonna do it, you got to make it believable. So you have a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
You come back, and you're really tanned, and they're like, yeah. I remember Ben, Radio Sunset's dad, he said to me once, and Ben always reminds me of this, that he's in love and memory of his father, Phil, great man. He's passed away, unfortunately, but he said to me once, and I do recall this, um, Dave, you're always really brown. You've got a really good tan there. I was like, yeah, Phil, it's what it's called not doing a 9 to 5. Yeah, okay. All right, man. Well, look, I'm glad you're sort of feeling in good spirits with that. And so each week, then, each episode, we need to do a little see where you're at with that.
Yep, yep.
So you're confident 8 weeks you're going to be a non-diabetic, yeah?
Well, yeah, apparently that's the first stage of it. I mean, yeah, you've got to do this crash sort of diet, and then apparently that, yeah, and try and get rid of all the fat in your body,
Mm,
and then build it up from there. And you just got to be really on it in terms of how much you eat
mm,
and whether you're putting on excess weight.
okay.
But he's adamant in this book I read that, basically the medical, and this is a opinion. I've got to stress that. So if anyone is listening to this and has diabetes and takes my word for it, is in his opinion, he's saying that the pancreas and the liver, when you get diabetes, a lot of medical practitioners are like, well, that's it, you've got diabetes for life. And what he's saying is, in his research that he's done, and this is a guy from a university in Newcastle, so it's all bona fide, is that actually the moment you start to deal with the fat in your body and you can reverse it, and the pancreas will start to regrow and regenerate. So that's what I'm aiming for, because it's what I reckon. I've probably had it. I got the diagnosis in August, but the symptoms and things that have been going on, I reckon I've probably had it for about 2 years, maybe
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
So I'm still early doors, and I reckon I can reverse it.
I'm a big believer that the body, well, it's not just a belief. I know from my own, what I've done with my own body, that you can really heal your body.
Mm-hmm.
You really can. And your mind, your attitude towards the healing process of what's possible is integral. Like it's so powerful. Our minds, what we can do with our minds, we really can. If we really believe, if we truly believe that we can heal ourselves and we do certain things to contribute to that process. Yeah. Um, I know it's been
Hmm.
my experience that my body can heal quicker than a lot of other things would suggest. If I do X, Y, and Z, then and you play it safe and you do a conventional way of doing it. I'm not saying, disclaimer, I'm not saying don't do conventional ways of trying to heal yourself or your body or your ailments, because this is me just talking about what I have experienced. All right. And what I experience is not what everyone else needs to or should experience. It's just what I've experienced. Is that a good enough disclaimer?
I think so. Yeah.
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 Now go and fucking explore for yourselves, people. Don't be, um, yeah, just be curious, man. Go and try stuff out. Don't just settle for, oh, it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. I think people that are in a place of desperation, that really have an ailment, that's really they'll try anything.
Yeah.
And I've got so much evidence, not just with me, with other people who have tried alternate things that are really outside of the mainstream conventional sense of what should be the thing that you do, and it's really worked for them
Hmm.
because they've believed so, and
Yeah.
they've dared to be curious and to investigate and to search and seek and practice and try stuff out. You know, we've got so much ability, so much potential for healing
Hmm.
that we just don't even sometimes even acknowledge in the conventional sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. Anyway, shall we shall we get on with it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So
Are you done now? Is that all your energy gone?
I am. I feel quite depleted, man. I've got a strained throat. I've got a bit of a headache, and I've got is that the gullet
I'm
there?
not. I'm not writing you a note. You have to go to school tomorrow. Okay.
Oh man. Please, sir, please. Yeah, my chest. I've got a bit of a chesty. I think it's no coincidence. I went up to the Death Star
Yep.
a week or so ago to see for Christmas, see and do a round robin, see mum, see friends and that. And then I've headed back out west to the mild west, and I think I've brought a dose of the plague back with me or something.
There's a lot of plague going around at the moment.
Oh
There
God,
is.
it's just like. Okay, anyway, so my turn to pick. We're on
Hmm.
letter M for mm,
Mother.
mother. Why mother?
It's always mother, isn't it? M for mother. I don't know.
M for malicious.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's a bit of a contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where you're at. That's where I'm at. Okay, so M. Let me get the M's. Oh, okay. Is malicious on there?
Oh, it must be. It
It's
must
not.
be. It's not.
Should it be on there?
It
Have you got
definitely should
have
be on
you
there.
have you got the list there as well?
No,
Oh,
no.
fuck.
It's your turn, so I've completely ignored the list.
Okay, right. So, what does malicious mean? It's like
It's sort of
bad.
acting really nasty. I had a
Have
I
I
had a
read that wrong?
friend at school that his nickname was Malice,
Oh, oh,
and he
can
took
called
it as a
malice.
badge of honor when we were teenagers, and we all used to be like, oh yeah, that's Malice. But actually, looking back at it, it's a really nasty nickname. It's basically saying I'm really horrible and I'm going to be really, really nasty towards you.
Have you
Yeah,
apologized to him?
I don't talk to him anymore. So if he
Yeah,
listens to
because
this, he can work out what he needs to. He's probably doing a lot of therapy himself after taking that on as his moniker when he was 13, 14.
oh my God, yeah, it's a lot of cruelty that goes with being teenagers, and yeah, all of that peacocking
Yeah.
testosterone. It's cruel. It really is. Um, anyway, malicious. I've just added it on.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So malicious.
Mother.
Man, manic,
Manic.
manipulate, modest, misunderstood,
Uh-huh.
moderate, masquerade, miserable, melodrama, melancholy. That's it. So it's all that's on the
Is that
list.
all?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought there'd be more M's than that.
yeah.
Makes me you finished with it made me think of Smashing Pumpkins when you said melancholy.
Mm, yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. I'm feeling quite like it's almost like I'm feeling like I can't even be bothered to pick. Do you know what I mean? Um,
You have a malaise.
yeah. Ah, what am I feeling like? What do I actually feel like? I feel, I don't know if manic. Do I feel manic? I don't feel, I feel too tired to be manic, if I'm
Yeah.
honest, right? Not feeling maybe I feel like I could manipulate the situation in my favor so I don't have to do anything. You know, that's how I feel. We've done, did I read masking out? Because we've already done that. That's redlined.
Is that what we did last time?
Yeah, or
Okay.
masking.
Yeah.
Modest. I feel like we've covered a lot of that sort of like um you know, the ego stuff, the what was the episodes we did where it was modest, similar to modest. I can't remember. Anyway, moderate. Moderate's quite an interesting one, being January, New Year, you know. So does
Mm.
that moderate to me sort of is the opposite of going hard.
Excessive.
Yeah,
Not
moderate.
not gold lame.
Yeah, masquerade masking. I feel like we've covered that a lot. Misunderstood's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I'm gonna go misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go misunderstood. There we go. I nearly went with moderate, but I feel like we talk a lot about, you know, extremism and going excessive stuff. I feel like we talk about that a lot, don't we? Do we?
Mm. Yeah.
I think naturally, you know, the antidote to that is being moderate with, you know, more skillful, more
Mm.
measured,
Yeah, yeah.
more balanced. So I feel like we could cover that anyway. But I'm going to go misunderstood because I feel like I just feel like it's a good one to do.
Okay.
I feel like it's something that really resonates to me. And I don't know about any of you lot listening. Hi people, anyone listening. Hello. Happy New Year. Happy New Digits. Um,
Because they'll
so
probably be listening to this at the end of February.
oh, well, you know,
Happy end of February.
happy Valentine's Day. Do you know what, right? I went into a store. It was a place where you buy groceries. It's a very
Okay.
one of the big ones. One of the
Mm-hmm.
big ones. One of the mainstream big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Supermarket. January 1st, New Year's Day, I went in there.
Yeah.
The first day of January, right? Literally, Christmas was just a few days ago, and they've got Easter eggs in there. They're
And
pushing it. They're pushers.
do you think they're misunderstood? Do you think this is part of their problem?
They're
Do you think
pushers.
they're just trying to make money like everyone else, you know?
They're pushers, man. They're pushing stuff on us. It's
You know, we
first
need
of
to be more
Jan, man.
sympathetic to these multi-million, billion-pound corporations.
Uh,
They're just trying to help us think about what's next. What celebration to have.
hey, man, you're diabetic. Currently, you're diabetic. You should have a freaking vendetta against this sort of manipulation. Right. Anyway, Mr. Rice,
Yep.
do you feel misunderstood?
Do I think?
Have you ever felt misunderstood?
Have I ever felt misunderstood? Yeah.
Why are you thinking about it?
Guess, um,
What's
because
the
I was the first thing you when you said misunderstood is there's a song. Please don't let me be misunderstood, and I know it as a disco classic because that's the first time I heard it,
uh, hang
and
on.
it's a sort of got a Spanish guitar flamenco sound to it. And then I was just thinking, I bet that's not the original. And apparently Nina Simone did the original. So um,
Can you sing one little riff from it? Like
I really can't. But please don't let me be misunderstood. Dun, dun, dun. That's how I remember the disco one.
I've just got an image of you in your platform shoes walking down
Yeah,
Oxford Street with like Huggy Bear style.
yeah. I would be walking straight into that gold party you went to last night.
Yeah, I can really sit with a clutch bag. You're
Yeah,
holding a clutch bag.
that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Um, oh my
And
god.
you've got a hat with a wide rimmed hat on, and you've got these little disco balls, like like the Aussies have got their cork hats. You've got a brimmed hat with little silver sparkly
Disco
disco
balls.
balls going around it, with your little clutch bag and your gold platform shoes,
That's quite some imagination you've got there,
and
sir.
you're sort of like
Just slinking along.
slinking along.
Yeah, so that's where my head went to straight away when you said misunderstood. But yeah, in terms of me, yeah, I think I'm misunderstood all the time. I think um, the big one for me is that I know feedback wise uh, from uh, from other people is that I can come across as very confident.
Mm.
I remember being told quite early doors when I was teaching that, oh well, one day you'll be a head teacher or you'll be a leader of some sort, And I guess in a way, I mean, I was a head of department quite early on, um, but all of that was I never really believed it, and I've also been told from uh, girlfriends in the past that I can come across as quite arrogant at first as well.
Oh, really?
And I think for me, I think I have quite an ability to be quite aloof. I think I've built up quite a sort of exterior shell of uh, I won't say anything unless I really need to. And I think what happens then is I can come across as being a bit, uh, yeah, like I don't really care or that I don't, uh, yeah, I'm sort of above everyone else, sort of thing. And I think that was definitely how I was seen, or definitely more so in my 20s and 30s, where I was a bit like, don't really know who I am or what I'm doing here. And my sort of response to that was to be quite withdrawn. And then I think when I was that way, then the label I got given was that sort of a bit aloof, a bit too cool for school kind of thing. And underneath it all was really a big sort of like, oh my God, I'm just really anxious and I don't really get all this and I don't really know what's going on and I don't know what to say or what to do and I don't know if I fit and all of that. So I think there's definitely a sense of being misunderstood because uh because my outside sort of my front facing persona was very different to my how I felt inside. And I think as I've got older, I hope the two have become more aligned. I don't think I come across like that anymore, and I think I am. Uh, I think my outside persona is more like my inner persona. Um, I think that maybe might be the journey of sort of growing up. I think that might be as you sort of align, you become more confident in actually I am what I am sort of thing. Whereas I definitely as a younger person I was very underconfident in in how I saw myself. So I probably created quite a overly confident, more cocky outwardly facing persona to deal with that. And I think that's quite common. I think that's quite. I mean, we were having a conversation about friends earlier, and we, I think that's quite common in men. I do think that. I think there's a certain person uh, that's very prominent in the news at the moment and seems to be saying the most outrageous things and doing the most outrageous things. And I think he's really struggling. I think he had a terrible childhood, and actually he's supremely underconfident, but he comes across as like one of the worst human beings. So I think it's very common for men to overcompensate.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't watch the news per se. I hear bits and pieces on the street. um, um, there's one person that's automatically sprung to mind.
Yeah, that'll be him. Yeah,
Um, okay. It could be a number of people.
yeah,
And
yeah. I think. I mean, there was something I was listening to something about narcissists, and it's
okay,
something like there's I don't know something like there's 10% of the population are narcissists, like general population.
more than
But
ever today,
yeah,
for
or
sure.
something like this. But the moment you go to sort of leaders
Mm.
and people in power, it jumps to like 80 or 90% narcissists. So
Well, I just it's evident through anyone that knows their oranges.
there you
And
go, you got him. You've got him. You know who I'm talking about.
no, no, I'm using the fruit as a metaphor. If anyone knows their oranges and apples, right,
Yeah.
they'll know. They'll know that um, people act out of wounds,
Yeah.
right? That wounded people who have never really healed. So broken hearts, broken homes. Maybe they'll never admit it that they've got a broken heart and they came from a broken home, you know? And on the outside, I mean, they might have the complete opposite of what a broken home would look like. You know, they might have had all the trappings and had a lot of, inherited a lot of luxury and opportunity uh, and a sense of entitlement. But like you said, you know, from what's on the outside for people looking in and what's really going on in the inside, um, it's a very different landscape. So when I'm talking from my own experience, when you feel um, there's something missing, you know, there's a void there, there's that wound, you know, there's a there's some pain there, you know. Um, and you act out from that place, you know, and how do we act out from that place,
Mm.
you know? Um, there's a theme there, you know, and it's
Hurt
evident,
people hurt.
yeah, and it's evident, you know. So, you know, do we point the finger at these people and go, you know, they're just being unskillful, you know, they just haven't developed. They've developed a lot of things, but they've put their focus in all the wrong areas.
Hmm.
They've acquired great knowledge, great power, great wealth, etc., great control. All of the stuff that
What's with great power comes great. I can't remember the phrase. It's from Spider Man.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, you're gonna ask the robot. Look
I'll ask
out.
the robot. He'll
But
remember.
you know, unless you transform you know, if you don't process, you pass it on, right? If you don't transform it, you transmute it, you transmit it. Um, so they're just working with what they're working with. You know, they put so much focus. We can put so much focus on acquiring other stuff to make it appear that we've got it all dialed and that our lives are great, and we're deluded in thinking the power and the control and the wealth and the prestige and the titles and the it's fixed us. And but deep down there's just a broken little child that's acting out of their wounds.
Mm,
And they're the weakest people I know. They're the most insecure people I know.
mm.
How much wealth or power or control they have. You put them in a room on their own, strip them of all of the identity and all of the things that are bolted onto them. If you just stood toe to toe with them on a beach on a desert island, and they were just bare naked, you know, so this isn't me getting all weird.
It's a little bit weird. I'm just imagining you standing tip to tip,
Well,
toe to toe.
there are probably islands out there that these sort of people can probably go to,
Yeah, yeah, they probably own them all. Yeah, yeah.
right? But what I'm talking about is if you go, look, just think about if you was to go onto a desert island, and it's just you, the mere mortal person, the ordinary average Joe, right? And then you get one of these characters, one of these people, and you stood toe to toe on that desert island, and you strip all identity, so nothing matters there. It's just you in your birthday suit with that person in their birthday suit, right? No funny business. Just I'm just saying, just so that you are just as close to the zero state of being
Yep.
with no identity, no labels, no nothing. How do you think they'd do?
Well, pretty poorly. Would you? I mean,
They wouldn't
obviously
have a
not.
clue. They wouldn't have a clue how to feed themselves. They wouldn't have a clue. Do you know what I
Would,
mean?
if you went, would I know you're sort of saying bare naked, taking nothing, but would you take like your collection of knives with you, just so
Well, all
you
right.
could whittle and kill and
Forget the bare naked thing.
okay,
Like you got a loincloth and you've got a little bag with you got a knife in it, but that might be a bit because who's gonna turn psycho in that situation?
yeah, yeah.
Who's got the minerals? Who's got the skills to be measured and and to know what to do in a skillful way in that situation? Who's got the experience to do that? Who's got the skills?
So thinking like that, if you know, like if someone dropped you on an island like now with bare minimum,
Hmm.
you wouldn't suddenly transform or change yourself because you've been on that journey already. And I just want like a lot of people they get stuck in that sort of sense of this is who I'm meant to be. People are expecting me to do these things, so that's who I'm going to be. And I and it almost becomes like habitual. So even if you drop that person on a in a different place where no one knows them and they can reinvent themselves,
Hmm.
would they, or would they just make the same mistakes if they haven't done that sort of inner work, that sort of shadow work, and looking at who or what they are and why they are.
I'm confident if there's a scenario, right, because of the work I do and my
Mm-hmm.
my ability of what I do, and you know what I do, and to anyone listening, if you don't really know what I do, then to give you a snapshot, I've been um, very much in the space of collaborating with individuals who might have broken hearts and may have broken homes, and I help them find their power and
Mm-hmm.
their purpose, right? And I help them. They have to do the work, but I help them. I guide them. I hold a space over a period of time, and we go on a journey of self-development and discovery, and they um they empower themselves through that process, but they have to do the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm confident that if I was placed on a desert island with one of these mighty, powerful figures that we have in the world, that I believe are maybe misunderstood. this is a pretty bold statement, and
Hmm.
people listening, it's like, just bear with me, right? Maybe they are misunderstood. Maybe we're too quick to judge and point the finger and go, you fuckers, because they're just broken people. Possibly, possibly, maybe. Who knows? Maybe one day they would get to that point of going, do you know what? I'm really sorry that I've been unskillful and I've just been led from greed, power, my insecurities, my need, my lust, my desire to build an empire because I had to prove myself, and to find my power in other places because I didn't feel I had any, didn't have a voice. But that's purely speculation. I don't know that that's the story. I'm just guessing that maybe. But if I was to be placed in a position where I was to share some time with these people, I'm confident that I would end up having some really beautiful, tender moments with them where they cry for the first time and feel safe to do so.
You're going to make them cry. You're going to break them first. Yeah.
Climb up the tree, do it again, get me a coconut. Didn't do it right the first time.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm going into this fantasy of mine that, that we can help people when you get just toe to toe with them with nothing, no identities, no full sense of who we think we are or aren't. You're just as close to the zero state of being as we are intended to be. And it's not just for the person that we're focusing on these people that are like that. It's me as well, who I
Mm.
think I am or aren't. It's like you remove me from this world, the worldly, materialistic. Get me out of the Truman Show and put me on a desert island in the wilds with nothing other than a loincloth and a knife. I'd have to face myself as well. But I've just got a lot more experience and confidence and experience. Yeah, I've just got a lot more experience in doing that already, as best as I can in this world that I live in.
I mean, because we're talking about a being on an island, and it's that. I mean, it is. We're talking about, sort of just survival, and I think that survival instinct is what creates a lot of us. And I'm going to put it out there. I think a lot of men and a lot of boys, when they're trying to grow into men, I think a lot of their survival instinct is based on earning and status, and it's not. It's about, right, where can I fit in? I think the male sort of experience of growing up is very much, right, where can I feel comfortable and where can I feel successful? And it's very difficult to be vulnerable in a group of men, teenagers, 20 somethings. I think it's a very uh there's a lot more aggression and there's a lot more sort of pack mentality, survival of the fittest. And I don't think we give ourselves the language or the space at that time to be particularly vulnerable. So we end up trying to fit in and trying to be successful, trying to have the 2.4 children, perfect life, and chasing things that don't necessarily fulfill us. Um, and I think I really like this idea, this sort of I like this idea of the space of an island, of giving people who are misinterpreted or misunderstood the space to actually vocalize what it is that they think. And I think that's the really big piece of work here, is I don't think we give space to people enough to actually get them to realize, okay, this is how I think and this is how I feel and this is what I want. And it's almost, and I'm only giving it, so I guess I'm giving it the male perspective at the moment because I would be I can't give the female perspective, but I just think I think it's something that as we grow, it's something we learn. It's something I've learned later in life. Is to actually assess who I am, what I want, what fulfills me, all of those things. That as a 20 something, it wasn't. It was all about working, productivity, being successful, earning enough, and not really thinking about all the other stuff that uh, is going to make me happy, is going to make me fulfilled. And I think there's that, you chase something. Oh, this works, so I'm going to go this direction. It's almost like you're just following a trail of M&Ms or Skittles. It's like, oh, there's another piece of success there. I'm going to follow this, without going, actually, what are my values? Where does this fit with what I want to be or what I want to do? It's more about, all right, I'm earning 10,000 now. Now I'm earning 20,000. Now I'm earning 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's about chasing that rather than looking at what it is to be a human.
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, we talk about this term skillful a lot, but it's about having that space and the words and the language to actually have a conversation and go, this is what I think and why. And so often I find with young people, if especially boys, if you push them on why they think something, or they don't have the language to fully realize what it is they want and why they want that, or why they think something. And the moment you push them on that, the male response is to get aggressive. It's like,
Yeah.
you've backed me into a corner now. I haven't got the language to deal with this, so I'm going to come out fighting. I'm going to come out, whether it's physical or verbal. I'm going to come out. I'm going to push back at you because you've pushed me into a corner now, and I don't have the skills to deal with it. And I think that's why quite often young men are misunderstood, is because they go straight to aggression, they go straight to anger as an emotion, rather than going, I don't really know what you're asking me. It's not cool to say I don't know, or I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah. That makes sense. Totally. Yeah. 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 And you say that about young men. I've seen it in, you know, older crooners.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. In veterans, air quotes,
Yeah,
like elders. I've seen that 100%. Pride,
yeah,
ego,
yeah, yeah.
you know. It's okay to not know. Like, to give you a scenario, right? Think of the dude. I can't tell you whose car it was, but I've definitely bared witness to this many times, right? So you're in a car.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine you're in the back seat of a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone listening, are you with me on this? Right, so we're on the back seat of a car and we're going somewhere, right?
Okay.
And you got the dude driving,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the wife, partner, girlfriend, whatever, or boyfriend on the significant other is sitting in the passenger seat, right? We're on the back seat, right? And we're driving along, and we get to a point where it's obvious they're not sure where they're going, right? Yeah, they're either going by memory, they're going by their own sense of what they think is the route, or they've got the maps on and it's failing them big
Right.
time, right? And they're lost. Have you ever been in this situation?
Yep.
Right? Whether it's in a city or out in the country or wherever, it could be in a different, you know, thing when you're on holiday and you've got the hire car and you're in a strange land and you're on the wrong side of the road or whatever, right? And you're in the back seat and you're in this situation where you find yourself sort of sitting there quietly thinking, we're fucking lost, right? But I'm just gonna kick back and just watch them entertain me. I'm gonna enjoy the show,
Yeah.
right? As it unfolds, as it plays out. And the significant other goes, "We're lost, aren't we?" And he's like, "No, we're not. I know where we're going." Right? And they're like, it starts like that. It starts a little subtle one, little subtle, you don't know where you're going, do you? Or, all of this stuff. I've seen this play out where the dude, and it is always the dude, will not allow himself to admit he ain't got a freaking Scooby where we're at and how to get there. Whether you got the map on or not, you're lost. You ain't got a clue where you're going. Admit it and let's figure this out. Have you ever been in that? You said you had.
Yeah, yeah, I recognize that a lot. And I think that's a great analogy for kind of where we're at the moment in society. I think the sat nav is definitely broken. And there's lots of people, particularly men, saying, "Yep, I know exactly where we're going, and I'm not going to admit that we're a bit lost at this moment in time.
I've got this.
I've
I've got
got
this.
this,
Yeah.
and we just need to stop and maybe think a bit and go,
Yeah.
maybe we need to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Stop following the trailer skittles. Instant hit, instant reward. Where else can we go?" And
Yeah.
I totally get that, and I think as a young man, I did not know where I was going in particular. I just knew that I was meant to be certain. I was meant to have a house. I was meant to have a wife. I was meant to have kids. There was like this expectation of this is what life is meant to be, and it's only when you get to a certain, or it's only when I got to a certain point that I realized, I messed that up many times, a lot more times than I should have done. And you get to later in life and you think, well, I'm completely lost. I completely don't have a clue as to which direction I'm going in, and I haven't done any of those. Well, I haven't done any of those things successfully. I haven't completed the list. I haven't completed the sticker book and got and got everything ticked off. And I think even when I had, to a certain extent, I was never satisfied. I was never, oh yeah, this is right. This fits for me. This is my meaning of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that is it's in a conversation that we don't have often enough, and I also don't think we have uh, soon enough. I wish I'd had someone had that conversation with me a lot earlier and given me that space. Someone had taken me to the island, preferably not Oliver Reed. That's the other thing I'm thinking of. Do you remember that film with Oliver Reed where he goes off? Is it Amanda Donahue? He advertises for someone to go to goes to an island with him. It's a lot. There's a lot of nudity in it. That's all I remember. Doesn't go
Really?
very well. Yeah,
Is it a film?
yeah,
What, a legit film?
legit film. Yeah,
Not some weird film that you buy off that guy you get them films from.
it's not far from that, from what I remember. I think because it had Ollie Reed in, though, I think it was quite legit.
Do you have that guy come to your work?
No.
We used to have a guy come to our work, right? Anyone listening, right? Have you got the same guy? It's like the same guy. It's like Santa for dodgy videos. It used to be DVDs, right? He used to come round. I used to be like, I'm sure it was like a Thursday or a Friday lunchtime, and he'd come round and he just would appear in the offices, and everyone was privy to it, and everyone and he'd come in, and I think what he did, the way he played it to appease all the women,
Yeah.
it brings sort of like stuff for the women, like so it'd be like I don't know, just women's stuff that they might like, goodies, treats, I
Yeah.
don't know, you know what I mean, just to sort of throw the scent.
I'm imagining some sort of spiv here with some stockings in a
Yeah,
raincoat,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. And then he'd obviously have a switch bag.
right.
He'd have the other bag You know, it'd
with
be
the
like a record bag, you know, like a flight
mm-hmm,
case, and he'd open
mm-hmm.
that one up, and, all the guys were like emus, you know, going in pecking out DVDs that they wanted.
Oh, for the grot.
I never said that. Where's your way gone with it? Yeah, it was the grot shop,
Right.
one stop grot shop.
No, funnily enough, that never happens in schools.
No, you haven't got the ice cream man that pulls up at the
No,
gates, no.
no. I remember you saying this before about the ice cream man selling
Yeah,
dodgy stuff.
my brother will know about this. So, bro, you remember Morgan's Road, right? Outside the school. I mean, this is a junior school.
Really?
I don't know if my bro's privy to this. He must have been. But yeah, it was like definitely a thing where there was the ice cream van at the end of it. It was right outside the school. And you know, you used to get your gummy bears or whatever other sort of sweets you want to get, or an ice cream or a lolly. I never really recall actually getting anything from it because I never had any money around about that time at that
Mm-hmm.
age. But it's definitely a rumor that had circulated that, you know, if you wanted to get, probably get like a gun, sawn off shotgun from him or so. No, I'm joking. But I don't know, you know.
His
Yeah.
van had everything.
I know. Anyway, so where was we going with that? Where did we just been with that? Why was
I,
we talking about that?
yeah, that sort of idea of going and getting onto reinventing yourself, taking yourself somewhere where there's space to 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 have those conversations and become skillful. I mean, there's like you see it in you see it in like kung fu movies where the young apprentice goes and learns with the master at the monastery and learns sort of like the meaning of life and through working
Mm,
through all these different 36 chambers and becoming a kung fu master, you know.
mm.
And it's that sort of it's having those uh battles with yourself, I guess, like, you know, can I overcome this adversity and become stronger. I mean, I
Disciplines.
guess in the kung fu, it's that typical. Again, it's male strength, isn't it? It's like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going to get stronger. You know, I'm going to take all these beatings. I'm going to,
yeah.
you know, work through this and become stronger and bigger and tougher, and so I can beat up anybody. But actually, the spiritual journey you go on doing that is to learn that actually you don't need to be strong
Y-
to
Yeah,
physically. You need to be strong mentally.
yeah. I love that, and this is why I always suggest to the young mavericks to take up martial arts
Okay.
of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even if it's Tai Chi.
Yeah.
As a base, you know, I've learned Tai Chi, basic Tai Chi, and it's the basis of all martial art. You would not have Kung Fu if it wasn't for Tai Chi,
Mm,
apparently, according
okay.
to my Tai Chi sensei, Kim.
Kim.
Kim Tai Chi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Not
look him.
not Kimberly.
No, Kim Kim. Look him up. Kim
Okay.
Tai Chi. Really good master,
Yeah.
sensei.
Was he on
Anyway.
top of a hill in some remote village in Japan?
No, we used to do it out in the Shires, out in the when I came across Kim Tai Chi, um, I asked him. He wanted me to. He said, like, come to my classes. I was like, no, can you teach me one to one, sensei? And he was like, okay. I was like, thank you, sensei. And and we used to do it. I loved it. It did it for about over 2 year period before I came out here, and I still apply practice. You know,
Yeah.
thanks to the great man Kim Tai Chi. Thank you, Sensei. And but we used to do it out in the fields,
Nice.
out in the fields. We used
Yeah.
to just. It was really kind of Miyagi-esque.
Yeah.
You know, it really was. He didn't get me to wash his car
No.
or valet his car. or or freaking retile his roof. I mean, I bet
But
there's like,
you were standing on top of a gatepost on one leg,
yeah,
balancing.
yeah. But it was getting kind of similar to that kind of whole vibe out in the, because I was having to deal with what a lot of young mavericks need to deal with. I was doing it too, which is that how I see myself, because there would be the odd person that would walk the dog or be running or on the mountain bike and come through, where we were doing it,
Hmm.
and I would think, oh, I must look like a right tit. But and you have to overcome that,
Yeah.
But the reason I suggest to young mavericks about applying, taking up a martial art over boxing, definitely. There's definitely a lot of self-discipline and mental stamina, and it's brilliant. Boxing's great, but I mean, you're getting a lot of head hits, man.
Hmm.
I'm not sure about that, but with martial arts, you're right. It's all about, it's how to not use it
Yeah.
as opposed to actually using it to be like the tough guy,
Yeah.
be the, Chuck Norris,
Yeah.
Steve Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Um, so there's a lot of discipline. There's a lot of discipline, structure, stamina, mental, positive, spiritual. You said spiritual. It's all about spiritual.
And there's
Breathing.
it's I know we went straight to the desert island and castaway, but I mean all of these practices involve you sitting with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, I just that ability to actually sit in a space on your own with your own head
Mm-hmm.
is something that we really struggle with. Again, I've used the word we. I really struggled with for a long, long time.
Don't think you're alone.
So yeah, I think that whole analogy of going to the desert island, it's like going and finding that space for yourself that we've talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, for you growing up, when do you think, like, you had quite a strong persona in terms of partying and being a certain person? Do you think that was other people misunderstanding who you were, or was it
I was
you misunderstanding who you were?
I was misrepresenting myself. So I was presenting to the world what I thought I was meant to be
Mm-hmm.
at that time in my life. I was good at it as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's something to be proud of. And it's quite evident that I'm not alone with that. I took pride that I could drink a lot of people under the table. I couldn't do that to begin with. I wasn't really a good drinker. But then when you get the cocaine, when that comes into the mix, cocaine, mate. When that comes into the mix, you establish yourself as a mighty professional, hardcore, hardened, staple drinker. You can go and go and go, go and go and keep going. And I became really good at it, which is really sad, really, to think about that. It's pretty just, what's all that about? But what I gained from that was a sense of identity.
Mm,
I could go anywhere. I went to that party last night, the gold themed party. Didn't know anyone, and there was a time where I'd have walked in and known everyone. You know. Um, so, and that's a really empowering thing for someone. That's where your ego gets patted on the back endlessly when you can walk into any place in an area that you live and you know everyone,
yeah. Yeah.
and you even go into places that you don't live and you know people. And, it's on my face,
Mm.
and you know everyone, and it really sort of validates that sense of worth that you belong somewhere, that you have a place in the world. And when you're a young man trying to find his place in the world, and you realize that you have a place, this is why, this whole gang mentality is why a lot of people do a lot of work in schools now around this stuff, because it's really well documented that this is the nature of the beast. What I'm describing is why young men will quite effortlessly slot into gang life and mentalities, because they feel they've got a place and they're good at it.
Mm.
And is that something to be proud of? Well, yeah, if you don't feel you've got a place,
Yeah.
sadly.
If you've got nothing else to feel proud about.
So,
Yeah.
was I misunderstood? Well, yeah, for everyone that doesn't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and my need to do that, then yeah, I'm greatly misunderstood. But I'm just misrepresenting myself. I'm not, I haven't discovered the the truth yet, that I don't need to, I'm good. I can be great. I can have greatness and I can belong in other ways, you know? But I was only slotting into what was there at the time in that part of my journey of evolution. It was all part of the story. It was all part of the process for me to it's the hero's journey. I
Yeah.
needed to go on that quest of self discovery. Who am I? And I had to lose myself to find myself.
Hmm.
And that's just the way it is. And I'm one of the lucky ones that come out of it and did find myself and discovered who I really am. And this hero that tells this yarn feels very blessed that he was able to, um, make a realization that I don't have to continue to misrepresent myself, and connect to my truth and my true nature of who I actually am, my authenticity. And that's a beautiful journey of discovery. And it's a mad one to go through
Yeah.
a lot of insanity, and you have to go through a lot of danger. It's a treacherous path, but it's one that I scraped through. And I'm very lucky to have had that journey. I feel very blessed. It's amazing. Truly amazing. And my journey, my story is not like some, like, it's like there's people that are blown my mind of what they've been through and how they've done it. Mine's pretty tame, really, in the grand scheme of things. Although to me it wasn't, and it kind of isn't. But comparing, it's not about comparing. It's not like competition. But there's some people that just blow my mind what they have to navigate.
Mm.
So anyone listening, if you relate to what I'm talking about, and wherever you're at on that journey, or you see that in someone else, don't give up hope, man. All right? Never give up hope. Like, transformation, change does happen. Miracles do happen. People do change. They do. Oh, a leopard don't change its spots. Yeah, it's a fucking leopard. Of course it doesn't change its spots. Fucking don't use that as a freaking metaphor. It's a leopard. It's not going to change its spots. But a human and their behaviors and their attitudes, they do change.
Yep.
They do. They do. They
Every
can and
seven
they
years
do.
we're completely different
Yeah,
people.
they can and they do. Whoever invented let the don't change its spots is a numpty. But stop anyone that's ever used that, stop using that, because it's a leopard.
A leopard is a leopard.
You know?
With great power comes great responsibility. I've remembered it now.
hang on. Why? What?
That
Where's
was
that?
my Spider-Man quote from earlier.
Oh, right. Hang on. Say it again.
With great power comes
Yeah.
great responsibility.
Yes, and you should not have power if you're not going to use that responsibility in a skillful way.
Yeah.
And that is where we're going wrong
Mm.
because we need more people with more share of power, with more skill, taking responsibility, doing the right things.
Owning their spots. I think that's the way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm
Not
proud.
changing their spots, owning their spots.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is it's what
accountability.
makes me a leopard.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Don't try and change me, man. I'm a leopard. I'm proud of my spots. Can't help it if I eat people and maim.
The leopards eat people.
I'm pretty sure they
They
could
give
if they
they had
wanted
the
to.
opportunity, they probably would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they could. I know there was story that I come across. I went down a bit of a panther rabbit hole not so long ago.
Okay. What did
Um,
this involve?
what the rabbit hole that I went down, or why?
What, yeah, is it both? Both. I'm
Uh,
intrigued.
Um, why did I go down a panther rabbit hole? Started to get fascinated by like big cats. Oh, I know why.
Mm.
Because I was up in Cheddar Gorge
Right. Okay.
eating a really yummy uh, curry,
Hmm.
a really nice, well made curry from a really great kitchen in a great restaurant in Cheddar Gorge, right? With a friend, and the guy who owned the restaurant was really being attentive, and it's good service. And he was from up Birmingham,
Right.
up the Midlands, and I don't know why he came out of it. He just suddenly said, "Have you ever seen a panther?" And I was like, nah. But I know someone that's sort of had a sighting. He goes, yeah, I saw one just not so long ago. Because he was all like, he's just obviously really excited about it that he'd seen
Uh-huh.
one. But I don't know why he just suddenly, I don't know, he just came out of it. And so he was going on about this sighting that he'd had up in near Gloucester
Right.
on the back roads coming back from one of his restaurants because he's got all these different restaurants. Cheddar's like the one most southerly one he's got. And he said he was just going along the lane and he saw like it was dark and it was a country lane and it just came out from out the side of one field and it came across the lane and it literally walked not too far from he stopped and it sort of walked towards the car and then sort of chucked a left and hopped over a fence and away it went. He says it was a panther, it's a black panther. And I know he said I know people that have said they've seen them, but I actually saw one the other day. And he goes, yeah. And he's like, have you ever seen one? It's like, no. Got panther envy now. So anyway, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole because the beast of Bodmin.
So you did research on whether there are actually panthers on the loose
Oh
in
mate,
your
there's
area.
podcasts you can listen to. I
Really?
started listening to some podcasts, big cat podcasts.
Okay.
There's loads of stories out there, loads of sightings. Again,
Mm.
it's like the whole UAP, Sasquatch, Loch Ness, Panther debate. And and I started going down it. But the thing with that was I started to feel a little bit sketchy going out on these big ass hikes on my own in the
And you might get.
wilderness. I started getting paranoid.
And do you think the people that see these panthers are misunderstood? Do you think they actually are seeing a panther, or
I think the Panthers are misunderstood
they think the panthers are misunderstood? Okay.
because if they want to maim someone and have a bit of a munch out, like they do that with the sheep and the cattle and the livestock, if they want to do it on a human, they will.
And they
Well, who,
haven't.
who
I
are we
mean,
to
there's not a lot
judge?
of stories of humans being eaten by
No,
panthers.
there was
Or is there? Is there?
there was a guy, an American, on a trail who was doing some trail running, and he
Right.
was running, running, running. Go online and have a look at panther, big cat encounters.
in
It'll blow
the West
your
Country.
mind.
It will
Just
blow.
in general,
Okay.
where they come across big cats and people are like, you know, there's some sketchy situations. This guy got mauled by one. He had a fight with it, and he
Right.
managed to pin it down. And he got a rock and smashed its skull open and killed it.
Okay.
We've just turned into a panther, big cat podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that answer? Does that suffice? Does that
That
answer it?
sufficed my panther.
Anyway, I stopped going down the rabbit
Knowledge.
hole
Okay.
because what I was trying to figure out is have we got them in the UK? Because
Yep.
they're out there in America. They've got them in Colorado. They've got them all over. America's got a lot of them.
Right. Okay.
Wildcats, big cats, right? They're out there.
Hmm.
Have we got them in the UK? It's the big question. Anyone listening, join us at thevelvetrevolutionpod.com. Have you ever had an encounter?
You will not be misunderstood if you talk
but
to us
I,
about big cats.
but I stopped going down that rabbit hole because, I was getting paranoid.
Okay.
It's like, watching stuff. I go out swimming, go diving, or if you're surfing, whatever. If you're watching stuff on what's going on in the ocean, you might not want to go in the ocean.
Mm.
But on the other hand, it's good to know because what I learned was what to do if you ever do have an encounter. I learned. Do you want me to tell you what to do if you ever come across a big cat in Hitchin or or let or outside the school? Do you want
Yep.
to know? Do you
Yeah,
want to know?
please.
Never turn your back on it.
Okay.
Never not look. Don't look away. Don't turn your back on it. Don't run because it will have a trigger response. It will see you as prey. If you run straight away, psychologically, it's going to think you're prey.
Okay.
Don't turn your back on it. Keep your eyes fixed on it. Make yourself big.
Right.
Right? Put your arms out. Make yourself big. Scream at it
Okay.
like that. Okay.
What
Okay.
happens if you see a panther and you're swimming? Because if you open your mouth and scream at it, you might swallow loads of water.
If you see a panther in the water when you're swimming, you've probably got chances of not having to worry because it's
Okay.
so fixated on trying to do doggy paddle towards you, panther paddle.
Okay.
It can't really do a lot. It can have a little try and nibble you, but it stay in the water. Just you're probably good in the water.
Okay.
When
Good.
you're on land, you're out. You've had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
'Cause they're fast,
Yeah.
and their claws will just take you, their scalp you.
Nice.
And they always go for your neck apparently because they know that's where they
The
do
big.
that for animals. They'll do it on a human, right?
Hmm.
We need to move on from this.
Yep.
So shall I have a look in the big book what misunderstood means?
Yeah. We haven't talked about the big book yet.
And because um, sorry, I didn't mean to say we've been whittering on about what we think misunderstood means to us. But have we? Have we really
The weight of the big book is now gonna tell us that we are.
misunderstood?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Miss un how do you spell it? It's MISU, right?
Yeah.
Teacher.
That's correct.
Um, oh, mistletoe.
It's very on point.
Okay, misunderstand. Fail to understand correctly. Misunderstanding, failure to understand correctly, a minor disagreement. It hasn't got misunderstood in there. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Failure to understand correctly. So, what do you think is the most obvious failure that we've got in society at the moment of understanding people? And, do you think the social media and the way that we live our lives online as avatars, and everyone's got a voice and opinion, and it's kind of like unregulated, and it's this time in life that we've never had before. Do you think we're just all very unskilled at navigating, communicating with each other because we've handed that freaking ownership and skill over to that art form over to this weird freaking thing where we just play out our lives. And I say our and I say we because it's pretty much everyone, unless you're not on it like me. And there are other people like me that don't do it because I live in the real world.
Hmm.
I do it old school. But like, isn't it just a bit silly? Isn't it? Isn't it a bit silly if you think about it? Can you share with everyone what you shared with me about what you discovered with that whole the faxing thing and you
The what
know
thing?
the faxing?
Faxing.
Yeah, Tom York, the faxes.
Oh, the faxes. Yeah.
Can you just share that with everyone?
About them sending faxes backwards and forwards to each other.
Yeah, but the meaning behind it and the thing about the social media
Oh, that
about
wasn't them. No, no, that was something different.
oh
So they're I went to an exhibition at in Oxford of Tom York and Stanley Donwood, and they do this really interesting uh, concept, or a lot of basically all of Tom York's albums, whether it's Radiohead or whether it's The Smile or whether it's his solo stuff or whatever. Stanley Donwood does the artwork, but it's very collaborative. So they send stuff backwards and forwards, and it's lots and lots of found imagery. So they're, like whatever they're they use maps and lots of diagrams and things they've just obviously come across in life, and then they're creating this mashup of it all. And what it made me think of was this idea. I can't remember where I read it or where I saw it, but it was this idea of getting off social media, and this idea that we're constantly bombarded with imagery and ideas and concepts, and this is how to live your life, or this is how your room should be decorated, or this is a cat sliding across a kitchen floor, or what. We constantly got this stuff that we just look at. And and what they said was, is a way of getting off social media was to actually vocalize it, to actually say out loud, at this moment in time, I'm watching a cat sliding across the kitchen floor and being barked at by a dog, and actually vocalizing it and putting it out there into the ether and going, that's ridiculous. Why am I spending half an hour of my life watching cats
I
being
think
being barked at by dogs?
I think it's more than half an hour.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
It's half of my life.
yeah. And this
Half
idea that we
half of
get,
my entire life,
you
I'm
know,
watching cats slide across the kitchen floor.
yeah, and jumping up in the air because they're really shocked. Um,
That bit, I like
which
that.
is
That is
funny.
funny.
Yeah, but it's like, we by putting words on it. That's what the exhibition made me think of, because it's like this. That Tom York and Stanley Donwood had collated all this stuff together and created all this different imagery for different album covers, and I really like what they've done. I think it's really interesting, and it just made me then think of how we're bombarded with imagery and videos and ways of being that we constantly think we have to live up to, or we constantly get sucked into, like rabbit holes about panthers. And I think that's where the misunderstanding comes from in modern life for me, is that there is an expectation that everybody is living this perfect life. Everybody's house looks like this. Everyone's holiday looks like this. Uh, Everyone's experiences are the same, and actually they're not. And we are we're kind of creating a world where we think there's an answer, we think there's a perfect way of being, and then everything is going to be happy following that.
Hmm.
And for me, what I think life is about is that there's rubbish times and there's good times. And that isn't suddenly going to change. I'm not going to find an answer tomorrow that's going to suddenly give me good times for the rest of my life. There's going to be times where things are going to go wrong. people are going to die, people are going to, I'm not going to talk to certain people again, or I'm not going to see them again. And it's, those things don't stop. That's
Mm,
life. So it's understanding the good and the bad. And I think we're almost living in a world where we don't talk about the bad. We don't we're trying to we're trying to find a solution to get rid of the bad, and that's never going to happen. It's like this: we have to accept both the yin and the yang.
yeah,
And if we don't do that, then we're kind of misunderstanding the purpose of
yeah,
living.
absolutely. To deny death is to deny life.
Yeah.
To,
Yes, sensei.
to, to deny unhappiness is to deny happiness.
Yeah.
To deny night is to deny daytime.
I used to
Yeah.
have this book when I was growing up. Well, I still got it actually. It's a called Benjamin's 365 birthdays.
Hmm.
And it's this idea that he has a birthday and he gets all these presents and he's like, oh, this is amazing. I love getting presents. So then he decides he's gonna have a birthday every day. So
Ah,
it's like every day is his birthday and he gets given presents. And he gets to the point where he's like, what else can I wrap up for myself for a present? I think he wraps his house up at some point. And then he gets to the point where actually it doesn't mean anything because he's doing it every day. And he then goes, oh, actually, I'll go back to just having one birthday because then it becomes special and it's different. It means something to me. It's something, unique.
yeah. Do you know what I think is the moral to that story?
Well,
He's greedy.
he is greedy, yeah.
Um, I just, I'm just gonna say it live on this as I record because I've just remembered something. You've prompted me. I got an email saying that you've got something delivered to your house.
I've got something delivered to my house.
Yeah,
How have you got an email about that?
because I sent something to you.
Did you?
Yeah,
When did you do that?
way before Christmas. It's got
Oh.
there. It's been
When did you get the
great.
email?
Yesterday, I think, or this morning. I don't know.
Oh.
So, where's flatmate Dave with all this?
A flatmate Dave is snoring on the sofa.
I think he might have
So
swiped your present.
I think you might have done.
You need to check his bedroom along with all the other
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, just check, report back to me, please.
All right.
It's saying it's delivered. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So what should we ask the robot what it thinks about this or not?
I
Do you
mean,
think it's going to have something clever and smart to say that's different to what the big book says, Book of Words?
I think it's a really I could ask quickly. Yeah, okay. All right. It's saying being interpreted incorrectly or having a wrong impression formed about you, which we've talked about. Something complex isn't grasped. And it leads to frustration. I mean, we've talked about frustration before. So
Well, that,
others don't see your true character or intentions.
okay, so look, for me, that let's land on that. All right, because this is important. One of the biggest things that I feel that I still to this day will get if I feel misunderstood. How do I feel misunderstood? Right, okay, so look, if I'm saying something, it's normally with work when I collaborate with people,
Mm-hmm.
or it could be in relation to another, anyone else, where we've got varying perspectives or points of view. If I don't feel that other people are aligned to what I believe to be the right perspective, I can straight away feel really frustrated by that. It's almost
Yep.
like, don't you see what I see?
Yep.
What is wrong with you? Now, can I vocalize that to the people? Well, a lot of the time I do, yeah, of course. Because if I don't communicate how I'm feeling, like, what's the matter? Nothing. You got the No. What's really going on? Nothing. All right, just leave it. But the reality is, there's something going on there. What's going on? Why am I feeling anger? Why is anger there? It's because I feel frustrated. Why is frustration there? Because I'm feeling misunderstood. I'm not feeling heard. I feel like people ain't listening to me. They're not seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, where is that is that the is that set in stone? Is that like something that is is it a non-negotiable? Is it that you're right? Am I right and everyone else is wrong? Or is it possible that the way I see things is just what's right for me? It doesn't have to be right for everyone else. But when you've got a shared common goal, when you're trying to achieve something, when there's a greater good at play, that's a problem. Because somewhere in all of that is the right thing. Is my point of view, my perspective, and my proposed course of action the right thing that's going to lend itself to that right thing happening? Or is it just what I think is so? And if
Yeah.
everyone's got that same narrative going on, it's why the world's fucked. And it's why the world's always been like that. Because you've got people in positions of power and control coming from a place of insecurity, although they'll never admit it. Possibly. I'm speculating here.
Hmm.
That's the way I see it. This is my the way I see it. Doesn't mean it's actually accurate or right. It's the
I
way
think
I
you've
see
misunderstood completely, David.
it. When you've got, when you've got that sort of level of control and power, leading in the position of leadership. And I'm not being specific with what I'm talking about. It's just anywhere in any pocket of life, whether it's work or, in a family environment, any ecosystem. When you've got those positions of leadership, those positions of power that leadership hold, and they're not skilled in their projection of what they're leading with, um, is it any wonder why we all feel um, affected by that? You know, we're not getting heard.
Hmm.
We are misunderstood by the people that are governing us, whether it's a boss or a parent or whatever, or on the greatest level, the the elite.
And I think, yeah, I think it goes back to everything we are saying. Is the whole idea is to give individuals the power to empower someone to actually examine how they think and feel. Because unless we give them the space and time to do that and the language to do that, then there's always going to be a huge level of frustration, which is then going to lead to anger, and it's going to end up in conflict. So it doesn't matter whether it's a individual relationship or whether it's a huge societal level. It's about having conversations where people are feeling like they can say what they think and what they feel without judgment,
Yeah.
and not being then patronized or told they're wrong without there being a conversation, without there being,
Well,
you know, can we take everyone up the mountain and do the the kung fu work with them, or can we take them to the desert island and have that level of space to actually examine who we are and what we want. And I just think that's where we're at the moment. Is we are fixated on doing stuff all the time, on being this sort of perfect sense of what it is to be an individual, even in the well-being and sort of wellness side of things. It's like you're meant to do an hour of yoga, an hour of journaling, an hour of walking, an hour of breathing. It's like nobody does all that. You've got to, we just got to be okay. And we've got to accept that we are human and we have a limited amount of time and we can do what we can do, and that is okay.
Mm.
And not feel we have to be something greater all the time. We're
Yeah.
okay. We're all
A
okay
lot,
as we are.
exactly that. There's a lot of pressure to be somewhere we're not right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just be,
Yeah.
just be. I wrote a line, a lyric. I think I've written it in a song somewhere. It's a piano song I wrote, and I painted it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know where that painting's gone. It's on someone's wall, and it was as the wind blows, so I breathe. Everything is as it's meant to be.
It's beautiful.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Might have to do that on some merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, might get that tattooed, etched on my skin.
Nice.
As the wind blows, so I breathe. Everything is as it's meant to be. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Just
I
as
really like that.
just as the wind blows, the wind's blowing. If it's blowing turbulent, if if it's if it's a freaking typhoon, that's exactly what's needed. If I'm breathing, then that's a good thing. Exactly what it's exactly what it's our life force. It's life force, man. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
stop getting in the way of what is. Just be.
Yeah.
That's enough, man. You will not feel misunderstood if you just have a relationship with that. I've definitely worked on that one over a period of time, and that's where I'm at. Definitely, just me and my loincloth
And your knives.
and my chisel. um, do you think we got it?
I think we got it. I think that's a beautiful place to finish. I,
Perfect.
we should fade into your painting if we had wherever that is.
I might have to redo one. We'll start doing. I feel like you've been inspired by the whole Tom York. What's the guy's name?
The other one, Stanley Donwood.
Stanley Donwood. Yeah, great stuff. All right. How did it feel to you, what we've just done, Ben?
I think that felt very positive. I feel understood, Dave.
Good. All right. Wicked.
Do you feel like we've got it?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel just really quite, um, feel quite tired.
Yeah.
Really tired.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll do. It was good. It will
All
do.
right. All right. Well, you take care of yourself and speak to you on the next one.
See you on the next one, man. Ta-ta.
Bye bye.